Arang bayot.
Okay. Paki-turn off na lang po ng mga mic.
Okay, over. Copy.
Okay, nakikita nyo na po ang slide. So, start na po ako. Madali lang po itong report ko, mga 5 minutes. So, comic type po ito na report. Wala? Wait lang.
Pakibilisan lang ha.
Mabilis lang po ito, mabilis lang.
Kuya, gina-pressure ka ni Ate Charlotte.
Wait lang. Hindi pa rin. Hindi makita ang screen ko. Wait lang.
Makita man, ikaw lang. Itsura mo lang makita.
Wait.
Presentation hindi makita, pero yung presenter makita namin.
Ayan na.
Ate, umbalik ko pan sa kape.
Paki-off na lang po na muna ng mic. Okay, good afternoon, classmates. So, madali lang po itong report ko, problems. Ang topic ko po is problems with administration system in early education. So, introduction. There is a growing feeling today that something is wrong with our system of education. So, sa early education po ito ha. But what is it? People send their children to prepare for the real world, which is changing very, very fast. But schools hasn't changed much for hundreds of years. So according to Seth Godin, isa siyang computer scientist, philosopher, writer, and entrepreneur, sabi niya po is the sole intent of the education system was to train people to be willing to work in a factory. So ito, isa pang, according to Ken Robinson, isang author, speaker, expert on education reformer. Ang education daw is modeled in the interest of the industrial age and in the image of it. So ito po ang problem number 1 is yung industrial age values. So we educate people by budget and govern their lives by ringing bells. All day long, students do nothing but follow instructions. Sit down, take out your books, turn to page 1, solve problem number 3, stop talking. So, yun. At school, you are awarded exactly what you are told. These are the industrial age values that were really important for factory workers. So, parang, ayun nga, parang wala daw pinagkaiba. Ay, wait lang. Ayun, walang pinagkaiba yung parang way of education natin sa parang ganito, sa mga factory workers. So their success depends on following instructions and doing exactly what they are told. So parang kung ano lang yung sinasabi sa atin is yun lang din ang ginagawa natin. So, but in today's world, how far can you go by simply following instructions? So the modern world values people who can be creative, who can communicate their ideas and collaborate with others. So, but children don't get the chance to develop such skills in a system based on industrial age values. So, di ba nga kasi parang mayroon tayong limit sa ginagawa natin. Yun, kung ano lang yung sinasabi sa atin is yun lang din yung ginagawa natin based on the industrial age values. So, problem number 2 is lack of autonomy. Yun. At school, children is experiencing lack of autonomy and control. Every minute of a child's life is tightly controlled by the system. So yun, minsan ganito, umaga hanggang hapon, parang parang pa-repeat na lang lagi ang ng mga natin, ang sistema ng So thus in today's world, if you are doing an important work, then you're managing your own time, you're making your own decisions regarding what to do and when to do it. So ayan, minsan pwede mo nang schedule lahat ng gusto mong gawin, ganitong oras. Pag natapos mo report mo, pwede ka mo nang mag-relax, mag-Facebook. But life at school looks very different. So the system is sending a dangerous message to the children that they are not in charge of their own life. They just have to follow what is laid down instead of taking in charge of making the most of their lives. Expert believes that autonomy is incredibly important for children. It's no wonder that children are bored, demotivated by school. Can you imagine how you feel if you are told exactly what to do for every minute of your life? So yun. Yun. According kay Dan Pink, autonomy is an innate psychological need. Si Peter Gray naman is children don't like school because in school they are not free. So problem number 3 is inauthentic learning. Most of the learnings that happen in the schools today is not authentic because it relies on memorization and rote learning. So the system defines a generic set of knowledge that all children must know, and then every few months we measure how much have been retained by administering exams. We know that such learning is not authentic because most of it is gone the day after the exam. Learning can be much deeper and more authentic. It can be so much more than just memorization and retention, but that's the only thing we measure. So yun, ang test scores are the only thing we value. So siguro sa sistema natin ngayon is binibase siguro yung ating intellect, yung IQ natin sa base sa mga test scores. This has created an extremely unhealthy culture for students, parents, and teachers. So yun, minsan pag mababa ang ang score ng isang bata is nawawala na rin siya ng motivation kasi walang parang kumbaga pa minsan ng parents natin is yun na hindi tayo binibigyan ng motivation, no, mas lalo tayong napapagalitan kapag mababa yung nakukuha natin na grade, or mas nape-pressure pa tayo na kailangan natin makuha yung expectation ng parents natin. Children are going through situations, staying up all night, memorizing facts that they are will forget very soon. So number 4, no room for passion. No room for passion and interest. We have an extremely standardized system where each child must learn the same thing at the same time in the same way as everyone else. This doesn't respect the basic fact of being human. So ayan, sa sistema na ng kuan ngayon is yun, kung ano lang yung parang nakakuan sa mga estudyante, ang sa first grade nila, yun lang ang pwede nilang pag-aralan, sa second grade, third grade, fourth grade, nakalimit ng lahat. So that each of us are unique and different in our own way. We all have different passions and interests. And the key to fulfillment in life is to find your passion. But do the schools of today help find our children develop their passion? There seems to be no room in the current education system for the most important questions in a child's life. So what am I good at? What do I want to do in life? How do I fit into this world? The system doesn't seem to care. So there are so many greatly talented people who failed in the traditional school system. Fortunately, they have overcome their failure, but not anyone can. We have no measure for how much talent, how much potential goes unrecognized in the current system. So ito ang mga example ng mga persons na si Winston Churchill, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. So sa early education niya, meron lang siyang C average sa school, pero after nun, tingnan nyo naman ang naging accomplishment niya sa buhay. Si Steven Spielberg, ito sikat din ito na American film director, producer, and screenwriter. So sa 6th grade niya is na-failed niya yung yung 6th grade nila sa school. Si John Lennon, English singer, songwriter, actor, and peace activist, was described as hopeless and a clown in a class. So ngayon, naging legend na rin siya sa music industry. Si Albert Einstein, a physicist who developed the theory of relativity, was expelled for his rebelliousness. So ito, problem number 5 is how we learn. Differences on how we learn. So each of us is different on how we learn and how much time we take to learn something and what tools and resources are what's best for us. But the system has no room for such differences. So tayo sa bilang tao, mga bata, may kanya-kanya tayong tools or resources para yung madali nating matutunan ng isang bagay. So yan. So if you're a bit slow in learning something, you are considered a failure. So yung ibang mga bata or advanced kasi mas madali silang nakakasabay doon kasi depending sa tools and resources na ginagamit nila. So yung iba is nasa mababang na part kasi nahihirapan pa silang mag-cope up. So when all you needed was a bit time to catch up. So siguro kung bibigyan na ng pagkakataon yung mga slow learner na ng more time, siguro makakasabay din sila sa mga ibang mga mabibilis ang fast learners. So problem number 6 is lecturing. In the current system, children are lectured for more than 5 hours a day, but there are a few big problems with lecturing. An American educator who founded Khan Industry, si Sal Khan, so lecturing daw is a fundamentally dehumanizing experience. So 30 kids with fingers on their lips are not allowed to interact with each other. Yan. So also in any given classroom, different students have different levels of understanding. Whatever the teacher does, there are students who are either bored because they are ahead or confused because they are behind. Because of the internet and digital media, children have at their fingertips all the information in the world. So technology made it possible for anyone to learn anything, but for fear of losing control, the system is not leveraging these incredible resources. So our way of education, which have evolved in the industrial age, has become outdated and ineffective. If we want to prepare our children for the modern world, if we want to learn to be effective and engaging, then there's no doubt that we need to fundamentally change our system of education. So, yun lang po ang report ko. Thank you and mabuhay.
Nawala na lang. Ay na, nandiyan ka pa? Mag-report yan.
Medyo mahina ang signal kaya
Wait,
Ay,
kaka,
marinig ka rin mo na, Charlotte.
Ay na, wala. Kakasayda. Si Kakasayda, parang gusto ata mag-report.
Gora.
Kakasayda. Oh. As of now, si Vincent pa ang pinakamababa, 12 minutes lang.